Alright guys, how you doing? Today we're going to go to Hellhole Falls in Mount Jerusalem National Park. So currently there's a parking spot here on this intersection of Middle Ridge Road, Middle Ridge Trail, the Hughes Trail. So basically here you can find limited parking. Basically there's a gate. I don't know if this gate is open sometimes, but this track's been closed for a while since the flooding as well. There's a sign just telling you no formal walking track to the falls. There's a scramble, there's a cliff edge and you may die, etc. Basically, this track, as you can see, could get a motorbike down here, could get a push bike, but I'm walking. But yeah, basically, this is the closest I'm going to get to the creek. It's called Rowlands Creek. Rowlands Creek, sorry. It looks like there's, from what I understand, it's a bit tricky to understand where these falls are. Like, I believe they're on a Trib of the main creek. I'm sure it'll make sense once I get down there. But it looks like Rowlands Creek itself has possible cascades. If they're not part of the hellhole, there's something different right near it. So we'll find out what it's all about. I know hellhole has got at least 3 or 4 levels alone, so I know it is a popular swimming spot for a lot of locals. It is nearly 9 in the morning on a Sunday. I expect people will rock up today, unfortunately, but there's no cars here yet, so I'm assuming that I'll be the first one down here. It's a bit early to swim at 8 o'clock on a Sunday, but yeah, that's alright. I'm here for exploring nonetheless. But yeah, I think it's going to be straightforward. This trail will go for about a K or two. There's going to be an intersection. I'm going to go left, and that'll lead me towards the falls. I'm sure there'll be another sign because this is well known for hellhole, swimhole. Don't know why it's a hellhole or it's popular. So it could be called heaven instead of anything. We'll find out. Apparently the water's pretty clear as well. Yeah, I've been wanting to do this for a while, but it's just been closed for like nearly 2 years. And I think they finally opened it. Or, I mean, if that gate's always been closed, I probably could have walked down here earlier anyway, but who knows. But I don't know. Apparently, according to parks, it's quote unquote not closed anymore. So, but as you see, the road is closed. So I don't know what's going on. Regardless, I'll get there. A little bit of a peek over there. I believe that's where I just was. I went to Mount Chowan before this, so I believe that is Mount Chowan, hiding behind those trees, which is pretty cool. That was a good little hike. Watch that video as well, guys. Only took me an hour up and back, so pretty cool. Not great views, but it was still an easy little hike. Termite mound. It's a bit dry here. Again, this is a very well logged area once upon a time, so you're going to see a lot of big cut stumps. Again, that's how this Hellhole Falls was probably discovered in the first place, was via loggers after they got hot and went for a swim and cut down all the trees towards the creek area. But yeah, alright, so I'll check back in once I have some water to show you. Sweet, guys. Alright, so not even 10 minutes you walk down to the first intersection. Sign, this is the little ridge we're on. You can go left on Sand Ridge, which is down that way. Looks like people used to park here. Obviously when this road is open, you'd park here, camp here, whatever, and go closer to the falls down there. Alternatively, you can go straight a little bit further. There's another left turn to the creek called Clay Pot Trail or something like that. So the water's going downstream this way. So if you go Sand Ridge, you're going to be on the top, or at least one of the falls, I reckon. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go this little extra 100 metres downstream. We'll follow the road first, go up Clay Pot, get to the creek. Then I'm going to have a look at this Trib where I've got these coordinates for the actual hellhole. And if it doesn't make sense of what's there, if it's wrong or whatever, that's fine. I'll jump on the creek and I'll head back upstream. I'll come back out that Sand Ridge track. It actually might be likely that there are some falls above, like past that intersection of where that turn off to come back out on Sand Ridge is. So to make it simple, go in Clay Pot, hit the creek, go up the Trib a little bit, come back to the main creek, up the creek, past these two roads like this clay pot and sand ridge, go up as far as I find cascades that are decent, turn around, go back down the creek a little bit, jump back out on the sand ridge, return back to this trail, same way back out to the car then. Makes sense? Probably not. It's all good. You'll find out what I find out when I get there. Sweet. No worries. This trail, by the way, has gone more decrepit down here. Our car can still get down here, but it wasn't as wide and maintained as what that last bit was. So definitely the sand ridge track is the more well-trodden way. But yes, I'd rather climb over waterfalls than down waterfalls, so that's my prerogative. But not far to this next turn off. I'll flip the camera on when I get to the next sign just to show you what the intersection is like, and when I hit the creek I'll show you that as well. Cool. There's a cockatoo somewhere, if you can hear him. Ooh, nice bracken ferns. Alright, here's the turn for Clay Pot Trail. So you can still go straight, but I don't see why, because yeah, all the action's going to be down here. Cool, this is only a short, not even half a K to Lee Creek. Easy, but yes, you could drive all the way down here theoretically if the bloody gate was open. Good on you, Parks, good on you. No landslips here, so I have no idea what their beef is. Yeah, anyway, such is life. Alright, so then it ended up being 1.5 Ks from that clay pot sign, and it's all downhill, so all pretty straightforward. We get to Rowlands Creek, here we are, and I think I've done about 3 Ks in total. I've done it in about half an hour, so I'm pretty damn quick. And now, to figure out what is what here. So we're going upstream for sure. I don't know why my coordinates say there's a Trib. It's either there or just near it. I'm going to have to look around and figure this out, but once I get to the first cascade or 4, I will show you guys. But yeah, there is water. Not super deep here, but that's alright. At least it's flowing, that's the main thing. Cool. Alright, so I've just been on a goose chase. So the coordinates I had were kind of like up on this, you know, on the side of a hill. Looks like it could have been a Trib, I wasn't sure. It wasn't really like a creek drawn properly from Gaia. But yeah, basically I was hesitant because obviously this is a known spot, so I wasn't sure what these coordinates were. I forget where I've got them from, but they're definitely wrong. So what they've done, I've been on a track, like there's a track that crossed the creek. Looks like someone's been riding motorbikes up here. Super steep up, like I'm doing another summit hike. But I thought I'd just entertain it because while it was a track, I was willing to keep going just to get to the coordinates, just to understand. Maybe it was like a Trib running off to the side and I was going to be on top of it. I didn't know. I just had to obviously cure the curiosity, and you know, it didn't take too long anyway. But cut a long story short, I've gone up to the top of where the coordinates are. It kind of plateaus out, and it seems from looking at the map, this is not a trail that's marked on the map, but it seems it will join along the ridge, end up back at the dirt road, kind of in a massive circle from where I parked. So in theory, yeah, you could loop back to your car that way, but then you've not even gone to the waterfall. So it's just yeah, if you ever get coordinates that seem wrong like this, yeah, if you get these coordinates, if you happen to find out what they are and you're in my shoes, now you know they're wrong, don't bother with them. So what I should have done is just gone straight on the creek and turned left, and it would have been fine. And I still could have gone that middle ridge, sandy creek, whatever it was, track, but walking from the clay pot is not too bad anyway. It's only about 500 metres between both those trails, so either way it's all good. So I'll head back down. This didn't cost too much time, and fuck the coordinates, and because the creek itself looks deceiving, like the topographic lines don't look excessive like a waterfall, but clearly there is, because you know, parks talk about it, everyone knows about it. So anyway, I'll go back and I will find the big shebang. Cool. Right guys, downward we go. Alright, so I got back to the creek. I just went down right, well, downstream just for a little bit. This is not the way of the falls. I just wanted to have a quick look just for 50 metres just to see if there's anything really decent. There was one little cool swimming hole which is just back up here towards where the track hits the creek, which obviously people would go to when they drive down that sandy creek trail. This would be their objective. I'll show you in a second, but nothing really big here in terms of cascades. Flow is minimal at the moment, but yeah, upstream is all good from here. So we just follow the creek and that's it. Eventually cut it out again. So I'll show you this part up here. That's pretty cool. It's quiet, still no one here, it's nice. Sunny, it's a beautiful blue sky day. So this little pool here, it's probably someone's little spot to swim. Not massive deep, but it's got a nice aqua colour. And the trail is just over there where you'd park, so literally 10 metres walk. So yeah, cool. Alright, upstream. Just there to the right, heading upstream, is a Trib. It looks pretty dry. Just thought I'd show you guys. You can see how low the water is at the moment, because normally that water would flow straight over that log. It's a bit crazy. It's running underground at the moment. Yeah, hopefully the falls look okay. Time will tell. But pretty easy so far, not too much trees down, pretty wide open creek as you can see. Yeah, hopefully some good deep little pools for swimming, which I'm sure there are because I've heard a lot about this place. Cool, alright, see you further up. That's another deep little pool. It wouldn't be like really a swimming spot, but you could. You walk between these sections. It kind of has these deep little pockets right there, 1 and 2, and then it just kind of dribbles back underground again. The bedrock must be really low here, hence the fact that the water seeps so far below the top. But yeah, we're not far from where the other trail meets, the middle ridge or whatever it is. Sandy. So that's where the waterfall should start, I reckon, heading upstream. This part here wasn't really necessary to walk at all, but I did not know. But it's not too hard to add this in case I know what's here. Because there was 2 trails down the creek, I was like, I may as well start at the lower one and go up. Yeah, if there was only one, then it would have been self-explanatory. Anyway, keep going. Alright, so you get to a junction. This left is a dry Trib, and I believe that actually is going to go steep up to where the Sand Ridge track comes off. So that's probably the way out. But yes, and we go upstream here. So a bit weird. The trail doesn't actually go all the way to the creek. Like, kind of stops. The one I did go down did go to the creek. So in actual fact, I chose the less steep one to the creek to get in. But that is potentially where most people do come in from here. Anyway, shouldn't be too far now, people. I've done an hour because I did that big loop for, you know, basically nothing. I could have got here probably at least half an hour quicker, but it is what it is. Cool. Alright, so I actually think I figured out the mystery here. I think this Trib is actually the Hellhole Falls Trib. I think that's what it is, because what it does is it'll go up and up and up, and then the road, the sand ridge, will stop on the top level above it. That's what I think's going on. So normal people drive to the top and they climb down a couple of levels and swim. Because I've gone around, I'm at the very, very base of it all. And what I spy is back where the main creek is, where there's better flow. I think there's some cascades upstream, but I don't think they're the hellhole. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do this hellhole first, go up each level. Once I finish with that, I'm going to double back and go look at Rowlands upstream, and then I'll cut out. So there we go. Finally, I think I understand what's happening here. All because it's not marked on maps properly. Alright, so far this is not extravagant, but it's going to climb around the corner really steep, I can tell on the map with the topographic lines. So get excited, people, get excited. So So fuck yeah, I was right. And it's a big fucking drop here too, the bastard. So yeah, this is on the Trib. It's a nice little canyon thing here. You can sit in there and swim, for sure. Flow's not extravagant, but yeah. And I do think there are 3 levels above, apparently. Probably not as big as this lower one, but there are 3 more tiers. I don't even know how you climb up there from here. It's pretty nuts. To be totally honest, probably easier to go back the way I just come and go around and go up the sandridge track to get on top. So there you have it. It's all bush there and cliff face around. You can maybe go through there, but like that's just the shit fight still. Knowing that I can get up on the sand, this is the clay track, I wouldn't bother trying to fight with that. And from the top of the sandwich track I'll climb down each level, try and get on top of this one after. But because I'm closer to Rowlands, I'm going to go up Rowlands first. It's going to be a big circle, but awesome, eh? Alright, and this wasn't even far, this is only like 5 metres from the intersection of the main creek. So, yeah, but that is the way to do it, people. I don't know why all trails tells you to go to the top of this, because you'll never get to the bottom. I did manage to climb up just the first bit, the first tier of the bottom level, and yeah, it wasn't too bad, but fuck, this is awesome. I can imagine if this was way deeper with water, people would jump off this, but it'd have to be fucking a lot of rain. At the moment, you'd die. So pretty cool little like miniature caves here. This rock is really cool too, check it out. It's like a red and a white. I don't really see that too often. Got a vein of quartz going through there. Crazy. But check out this little top tier, it's nice. Now looking at this here, you could upside down this. I wouldn't climb it. You could climb to about there and then you can get fucking stuck. That is dodgy. Dodgy as hell. And there, this little sticky cave here too is nice. Ferns, love it. I'm glad I climbed up here actually. I'm obviously not the first one because it looks like someone has faintly come up here a few times. We sit up here and, I don't know, lay naked in the sun. Who knows what you do out here. We're close to Nimbin country. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to climb down, go up Rowlands, retrace my steps, get on top of this later, show you all the awesomeness. Basically save the best to last. I don't expect high hopes for the Rowlands stuff, it doesn't look as big as this, but hey, may as well, it's just around the corner, so sweet. Alright, climb down guys, might get a little drink, eh? Fresh mountain water. Rowlands Creek and it's been pretty flat so far. There's only been one drop. I actually didn't record it, but I'll get it on the way back for you guys. As you can see here, I'm at a landslip section. The whole side of the hills gave way, it's pretty hectic. Anyway, expecting a cascade coming up soon, so I'll show you when we get to that one. Cool. Alright. So we're heading up to the Rowlands Creek Falls in a second. You can just see it in the distance. And this is just a little cascade before we get there. So it's turning pretty cool. Not super flow, but sure it's gonna be big up there. So there's also a Trib that comes off here. Now this is dry, but fuck, she looks pretty good, eh? Nice big drop. It looks like it carries right up the top there too. And just there, that's our main falls. We'll get closer in a second, but let me just try and spy. Yeah, just can't quite see exactly what may lie above this one. Nah, you'd have to climb it. But being dry, I won't really bother with it, unfortunately. But yes, alright, let's go to the main falls now. I'm not even sure if we can climb this, it actually might end up being too hard. So we'll find out in about 10 seconds. Right, we've got to climb over these boulders first. I'll check back in. The time is now 11 o'clock. It's taken me 2 hours with my detour, so you might have got here within an hour and a half. If you were to skip the base of the hellhole falls, you might be able to chop another 15 minutes off. So let's just say an hour and 15, you can get here in. So it's decent. Hellhole looks better, but this is still pretty cool. To be honest, they got about the same amount of flow. And you're losing a lot of water stuck in that crevice, obviously, so you can't really see how good it could be. I might be able to climb the left-hand side there, that dry gully, and get on top. See how I go. But I ain't getting up the front of the falls, that's for sure. And on the side is just all sheer rock and sheer rock. So that's the only option, we'll see. So yeah, well, I almost couldn't get up, but I managed to be very dodgily climb a route up there, up this rock. I couldn't get up that face, it's too slick. So I managed to get up here, follow this route line. Yeah, it seems like I can get on top here, so happy days. Alright, so this is the top of the falls. There's actually another little tier here, and you keep going up again, so it looks better from this point. I'll try and go straight up here and see if there's another level. Then I think it flattens out for a bit. There might be one more cascade. I think the creek will dry out. So yeah, see he's up there. Alright, this is Rowlandscreekfalls. This is tier number 3. This is only literally like 50 metres from the other one around the corner. Pretty close. So if I can get up this one, I'm thinking maybe the left somehow, I don't know. If I can get up there, you're actually on the same like topographic altitude line as the top of the hellhole. So you could theoretically walk back to hellhole kind of that way, across this semi-ridge, but it may be super thick and overgrown anyway, so it might be better to just climb back down. But there may be 1 or 2 little cascades above this, according to the cropping lines. That's if the creek doesn't dry out. So if I can climb this, I'll try and check out those cascades. I don't think I'll go to the top of hellhole from this way, but I'll just have a look when I get up here, if I can get up here. So this is pretty cool, another decent sized rock face. So way up there, you can't see it, but there's supposed to be a road called Rock Face Road. It's all a trail anyway. It just kind of comes in and ends. But there's way to while and shit. There's no way that I'd be trying to cut to that way. I dare say the top of that will be way to while and shit as well. But yeah, that Rock Face Road cuts way over to Commissioner's Creek direction, so it doesn't really help me get out anyway. So, alright, let's see what we can do up here. Alright, so I've got up and this is the top of the, the first tier of the number 3. There's a little cascade above it. It's one more rock ledge and then I think it's going to be flat, but we will see. The first gimpy I've seen on this creek, eh? As I'm getting a bit higher, same with that Waterfalls. So it must be a thing with something about this altitude level. And here's like another tier of this same waterfall, and that's climb up. Alright, it's another tier for you. As I keep climbing up, I just keep finding more. I think there's one more around the bend too before it flattens. Keeps on giving. Wow, this is my favourite tier of the day. This is fucking awesome. It's not a massive swimming hole at the bottom, like I could sit my bum in there and be cool, probably up to my neck nearly. It's enough to sit in there, but like, yeah, I just like the size of the rock and it's just, yeah, it's cool. The other ones have been quite narrow waterfalls, so. Alright, let's climb this, and then it's supposed to flatten out. Ugh, I keep saying that, don't I? Alright, so I've just climbed on top of that. It's the last little small tier, and then it is flat, like I said. Now, surprisingly, there's actually quite lush green palms and a bit of green forest here. Which means theoretically I could maybe still cut back to the top of hellhole across there. It might be possible. I thought it would be more scrubbly, but that looks quite passable at the moment. I reckon I can move through that. But anyway, I'm going to go up the creek a little bit further for the last 2 cascades, and I may as well come back and save me climbing down all those levels of waterfall, because I want to go to the top of hellhole anyway. I'm better off going that way. So I'll make that decision after. I just hope that if I start that journey across the ridge that I don't regret it and turns into Vine shithole. Yeah, but see how we go. Right, so this is the first little cascade. It's really quite cool actually. It reminds me of like Springbrook, this colour of rock and the water. There's a dry Trib branches off straight away, and yeah, directly in that angle there would be maybe where I'm going to go back. Alright, we'll go a bit further. I think, yeah, I've done the biggest drops of this creek. They're not going to get any bigger, I'm pretty confident of that, but I'm still just curious to see what's up here. Alright, it's 12 o'clock. lot, guys. I've done 3 hours now. Doing my dicking around. This is the next cascade. I believe there may be one more after this, and then the creek will start to dry out. So it's pretty weird, eh? It's a real red, like, I don't know, mud clay colour. It's bizarre when the creek is like fairly clear down there. I don't know what's causing it. Anyway, I'll climb up and keep going. Alright, I've lost the count of how many cascades, but here's the next one upstream. I don't think I've got too much further to go. I just went over a huge landslip slide area. There's a massive section of trees down to climb over. Surprisingly, still a lot of big boulders up here. Like, look at that one. Yeah, as you see, flow's almost dying, but yeah, we'll just keep going. Alright, another trib in the creek, and we're still going. Little cascades. You definitely can't swim there anymore. Put your bum in, but it wouldn't be exciting. Well, I like this one as well. It's kind of the same as the other one. It's quite wide. It's really cool. It's just a shame it's not a little bit better flow. It would look even better. Anyway, I want to point out the really cool rock. Hey, look at all the layers. It's awesome. And yep, another cascade. Bit of a shady corner here. I like it. It's getting quite warm now. Alright, we have a unexpected another waterfall. That's pretty cool. A bit more of that orange stuff. I think it's just the slime actually. It's just fungi, algae built up over time. Yeah. Cascadeness. We'll check up way up in the tree. There's a bird's nest fern, what are they called? It's pretty high too. That's about 15 metres. Maybe 20 metres. Okay, we'll continue. So much colour contrast with this orange, eh? This is another cascade. It looks like shit to fucking sit in, but there's no way. Almost at the end of where I want to get to. I'd say not even 200 metres more. And then I'll be turning around and then possibly trying to cut over back to top of hellhole. Then I'll show you the actual where I should have started. And I just put my foot in the water. There was a palm log that was rotten that I thought was actually fucking solid. Anyway, alright, see you bud. Alright, this is where I'm going to finally turn around because it just turned to absolute fucking shit. Landslides come down the hill over there and just washed all this crap. And the creek's nearly finished anyway. And it starts off the top of that hill up there, so I'm just going to turn around. I'm not going to fight through all that. There's probably nothing going to be above there anyway, so let's go back and try and find our way to hellhole. Alright, so I've started my overland ascent across this ridge to the top of hellhole. Alright, so I've started my overland ascent across this ridge to hellhole. Hopefully it's going to work out and not be too thick and annoy me. There's a massive stump here. So again, everything I've walked today has been found by the loggers before. I'm not the first one, but it's pretty cool to know that really few people do see what I saw today. That's for sure. I've heard no one going up Rowlands Creek as far as I have. Anyway, let's try and get over this shit. So far, it's not too steep and it's movable like I thought. Let's hope it stays that way. Well, I'm a very lucky man because this road, I just fucking cut onto it from the bush. Don't know what it is. It's not on my map, but it's amazing. Highway, and it's going straight where I need to go. How epic. So it looks fairly fucking new. So yeah, kudos. Good choice. Cut out above those waterfalls, only about 300 metres, you get to this bad boy. And I'm pretty sure this is going to draw me straight to the top of hellhole. So stoked right now. Oh yeah, saved me so much time. Wasn't too bad going for the scrub. It was a bit, started off good, went a bit shit. A lot of sticks and broken stuff just crushed down. It's pretty dry. I've seen so many snakes today. I'm not even joking. Probably about 8. It's just ridiculous. All black belly, red belly black snakes, and there's 2 diamond snakes I saw on Mount Chow. And if you watched the other video, they're all red bellies today. I saw one where there was 3 together. They're like all in one spot. They went like all different directions. And I was like, what the fuck was that? Anyway, Alright guys, see you soon. So I figured it out, they've just extended the Sandridge Road. So you get to here, this is the Trib. This little path will take you down to the top of Hellholefalls. Finally, how Jerusalem. I'll die. Little pool here you can already sit in. Cascade there is a little bit dry, but making my way down the Trib. It's a bit uneven rock, as they warned you, just nothing crazy. Okay, see you over here. The size of this bastard. His tongue out. Good eating. Put him on the barbecue, what do you reckon? Alright guys, that concludes the mission. Actually, one more thing, because I'm just a nutter. It's 1:30, still got a good time. I'm just going to go down to this shitty cascade thing on the other side of the bridge. A couple of people there, but it wasn't bad. It was a group of 3 people and a couple for a Sunday. It's not too bad. This thing is bone dry, but anyway. Thanks for watching guys, catch you in the next one. Peace out. Start the cascade.